Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host Gershwin and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about the Orcs as we get into my favorite Orc Empire, the Octarius Empire. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day, and if you have any suggestions, just comment down below. Now, we will be announcing the winners of the Magnus giveaway at the end of the video, as well as another giveaway that we have for you guys. So with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Orc Empire of Octarius. Living on innumerable worlds, the Orcs have spread to every corner of the galaxy. On some planets, the Orcs dominate completely. On others, they live in a state of perpetual war, and yet on others still, they act as slave masters, bullying the local population into doing their bidding. Across the galaxy, there are isolated Orc worlds, interstellar Orc realms, massive Orc empires, and Orc hordes that roam the stars upon gigantic space hulks. While many consume themselves in a rage of their own battle, there have been a few Orc empires that have made a significant impact on the galaxy. One of the most recent of these Orc-dominated realms is the Orc Empire of Octarius, stretching throughout the Octarius sector, a region of space almost as large as the realm of Ultramar. It is a brutal and savage place, where constant war has created some of the galaxy's toughest greenskins. What makes this Orc Empire so special is its location. Found at the heart of the Emperor's realm, the Octarius Empire is like a giant middle finger to the Imperium, as it floats in the Ultima Segmentum. Even the Imperial Navy avoids coming too close to this massive greenskin territory. Controlled by a single ruler, known as the Overfiend of Octarius, this Orc realm has been a torturous thorn on the Imperium's side since ages past. That is, until the closing years of the 41st millennium, when the Imperial Inquisitor Kryptman, a notable inquisitor of the Ordo Xenos, one of the primary subdivisions of the Inquisition in charge of investigating and exterminating Xeno threats, initiated a plan to halt Tyranid High Fleet Leviathan, which was destroying much of the sector. Luckily for Kryptman, a Genestealer-infested Space Hulk was spat out from the warp, and the military branch of the Ordo Xenos, known as the Death Watch, was able to make first contact with the ship. These members of the Death Watch were loyal to Kryptman and captured a brood of those vicious Tyranid bioforms still in stasis inside the Space Hulk. When presented with this biological treasure, Kryptman used the brood of captured Genestealers and engineered a Tyranid invasion within the Orc-Helm Octarius system, very close to the Leviathan's line of advance. The crowded Orc cities of Octarius, so teeming with life, soon drew the entirety of High Fleet Leviathan into the tight cluster of Orc-held star systems. Kryptman's plan seemingly worked, for Leviathan was diverted from its course to Terra, and both Orcs and Tyranids were now thoroughly occupied with destroying each other, initiating the conflict known as the Octarius War. At first, the Orcs of the Octarius Empire were more than thrilled at the arrival of High Fleet Leviathan. The acting Overfiend of Octarius, a Deathskull war boss by the name Zog Steeltooth, covered himself in blue paint and enjoyed the chitin armor he was looting from the giant bugs. The war raged across the whole sector, its epicenter squarely targeted upon the planet of Octaria, the central world for all the greenskin territory. The entire megacontinent of Octaria was a battlefield into which both sides poured their might. As the war progressed, the Tyranids began to realize a steady stream of combatants charging at the Orcs' front line was simply fueling their ranks. The Orcs' population grew larger and mightier with every wave of bioforms thrown at them. And suddenly, the High Fleet changed tactics, sending a smaller wave of specialist Tyranid bioforms and quickly withdrawing them when the damage was dealt. This infuriated the Orcs. To them, this hit-and-run tactic denied the greenskins of a proper fight. Even though the Overfiend's Orcs had grown big and strong on their diet of constant war, they had now met their match. The ever-evolving spawn of the High Fleet Leviathan were gaining the upper hand, showering the planet with reinforcements, sending yet further broods of elite teams to chip away at the Orc horde. Across Octaria, the Orcs were forced to take refuge in scrap iron fortifications. It seemed only a matter of time before the Tyranids collapsed each of the ramshackled fortresses. With the greenskins' impending doom close at hand, Gork and Mork blessed the Orcs of the Octarius Empire by sending the Prophet of the Wa, Godskul Magorok Thraka. Wa Godskul descended upon the spore-ridden skies to rally his fellow greenskins. At first, the Overfiend's orcs thought the rocks blazing through the atmosphere were some kind of new foe. All across Octaria, they landed, smashing gaping holes through the gargoyle-filled skies, and plowing into the scuttling hordes on the ground. It was not slime-covered, chitin-plated Tyranid creatures that emerged from the asteroids, but more orcs. They surged outward, taking the fight to the Tyranids, while the rocks themselves opened up with heavy-caliber ordnance. Behind their shabby defenses, the greenskins let loose volleys of cheers and hails of supporting fire of their own. Zap guns, mega cannons, and bubble chuckas brought terrible destruction among the Tyranid advance. But the Tyranid response was frighteningly quick. Large swarmed creatures, hulking scythe-limbed horrors, and gargantuan-sized beasts lumbered to oppose their new greenskin threat from the sky. The chants of the orcs of Octaria died in their throats, for they knew that these towering behemoths had been held and reserved, saved for the final death strike. When the orc defenses had been breached, these monsters would have arrived. Now the newcomers would be shredded, for there could be no hope for infantry out in the open. To their surprise, the air flashed as teleporters began to bring in more reinforcements. All across Octaria, the cratered rock landing sites now blazed with unnatural lights. After each flash, more and more mobs appeared, and these were not just infantry. Arriving with guns, gargantuans and stampas concentrated their firepower on their largest foes, while at their feet, burnaboy mobs spread out. With each blast from their weapons, they sent blossoms of red fire leaping out to flash-dry the lesser creatures in droves. Amidst the mobs pouring forth, countless crude banners and totems could be seen, carried high above the newly arrived troops or mounted atop clanging battle wagons. The orcs of Octaria saw the symbols, and they knew who had arrived. At Gargates, the Overfiend's shanty capital, Thraka himself appeared via teleporter. He held the charge at the head of his bullboys as they crashed through the serpentine raveners that were beginning to undermine the first line of defense. To the greenskins that watched, this massive orc warlord in mega armor fought like Gork himself. He wove in and out of sight in a swirling carnage, but he was easy to pick out. An aura of green brutality seemed to surround him as he clobbered each of his foes so hard that limbs, heads, and claws flew in bloody arcs all around him. He moved like some elemental destructive force, a one-orc wave of destruction. His custom shooter spat death with every swipe. Gotskull's power claw sliced multiple foes in half. Every motion from his elbow backswing to the stump of his iron feet cracked the shell-like armor of the Tyranids and sent more to fall, thrashing their death throes on the blood-strewn ground. And then the unbelievable happened. The body-strewn landscape of Gotskull's feet seemed to buckle and bulge upward. Then Gotskull was gone. A Moloch had come. It burst from below, and as its bulk breached the surface, the creature coiled about itself like some hideous constricted serpent. This was the largest of such creature any of the assembled orcs had seen, the deadliest spawn of its kind that had ever slithered underground or was seen by the light of any sun. The triumphal scream that burst from the beast's gaping maw twisted metal and made orcs miles away fall and cover their ears. Even before its screech of victory was over, something had gone wrong. The Moloch heaved, flopping its mass so that it seemed that the world itself trembled. Then the beast quivered, withering in convulsions, twisting its mighty coils in arcing loops. An unnatural bulge formed from its midsection, and now thrusted a power claw. Amidst gore and slime-covered entrails, Shootablast widened the hole, and out stepped Godskull Magorok Thraka, striding out the very belly of the beast. The mightiest of the orc warlords roared his victory to the skies, a rallying cry to the greenskins, and a challenge to all that lived. After that, nothing could stop the orcs. Chanting their warlord's name, the greenskins of Wa Godskull went on a kill rampage, hacking, shooting, and slaying in a berserker frenzy. From behind the scrap iron walls, the orcs of Octaria burst forth to join in. Even Zog Steeltooth, the Overfiend of Octarius, was chanting the name Godskull as he gunned down the living walls of Tyranids that attempted to stay the greenskin onslaught. A great butchery began, and it would not stop until Octaria was free of the creatures of Leviathan. When reports of Godskull's arrival came back to the Imperium, Inquisitor Cryptman's plan quickly came under scrutiny. It was then that they realized that both Xeno races thrived on war, and whichever army won, the Imperium would have a much bigger threat than before. They calculated that if the Tyranids win, they will have assimilated vast quantities of strong, aggressive Orkoid DNA, and more than likely incorporated into their own bioconstructs, creating incredibly resilient and battle-hardened subspecies. Worlds on the edge of the conflict had already begun to foul with the Imperial Segmentum Command. Pictures captured of Tyranid assault organisms that were larger and more formidable than ever before. Now, if the Orcs win, the Imperium would have to face an Orc wall larger than any green-skinned force encountered in modern time, larger still than both Armageddon assaults combined. And those were 40 facts on the Octarius War, or 40 facts on the Orc Empire of Octarius, however you want to look at it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, share it with your friends. If you have an Orc player in your group, share this video with them. Or if you have someone that used to play Orcs or is thinking about playing Orcs, show them this video and hopefully they get inspired and they go out and play with you guys. What's cool about this whole thing is that, number one, the story is badass because you have Tyranids and Orcs fighting each other. But number two, Orcs actually play competitively now on the battlefield. So if you want to play Orcs, now's the time. Choose pretty much any single one of the clans within the Orc Codex. It's gonna be fun, and you're gonna do a lot of damage to your opponent. I would recommend doing Bad Moons. They're the yellow guys. Re-rolling ones is a huge plus. It's either re-rolling ones or getting an additional attack on a roll of a 6. But either way, Bad Moons are devastating. You could even do like snake bites. You can do the Goths aren't that great, surprisingly, but yeah, anything is going to be competitive on the battlefield, so I really recommend you share this video with any Orc or potential Orc player on Reddit, Facebook, whatever it is, and it also helps out the channel when you do so. What's interesting about the lore of the Octarius War is that at the end, we're either going to have super powerful Tyranids or a massive, super powerful Orc Waaagh. Really, the only other Orc Waaagh that I think I would find more interesting would be the if like the Orcs that went into the warp to fight on Khorne's demon planet. What's his name? Orc, the war boss, Demon Killer, I think it is. I can't remember his full name, but if his Orc horde ever comes out of the warp, that would be another Orc Empire or Orc Waaagh that I would really like to see. But yeah. But comment down below, let me know what Orc Empire you have heard of and you would like me to create a video about. Now let's announce the winner of the Magnus the Red giveaway. We were giving away Magnus the Red, and the winner for this guy is this guy. Thank you for all those that participated. If you did participate and you didn't win, don't worry. We have another giveaway for you. If you won, message us either on Facebook, Instagram, or email us at onemindsyndicate1@gmail.com, and we will ship this out to you. So hit us up with your address, your name, let us know that you won, and we will send you Magnus the Red, an awesome prize for you. Now, because this is our subscriber appreciation giveaway month, and because it's December, it's the last month of the year, we are going a little crazy and we're giving away a bunch of stuff. And today we're giving away the starter set for the Orcs. So this is an Orc video. You get a starter set. It comes with, I think, 10 boys, a Pain Boy, you get knobs, and well, it's not a Killicans. What is it? A Death Dread. I don't know because the Death Dreads suck in the battlefield. Well, actually, they might be a little better now because there's a special command. Or no, what is it called? The special stratagem that allows you to put him in a teleporter or a mob of them, and then you could actually just deploy them on the battlefield 9 inches away from your enemy, which is when it would do the most damage. You charge in. You could use that extra stratagem if you have enough command points to do 3 dice on the charge instead of just 2 to ensure that they get in and stuck in. But yeah, so maybe now they're a little better. Who knows? Comment down below. Tell me if you've used Killer Khans or Death Dreads, even though they would kind of play differently on the battlefield, because Killer Khans are really good shooters. But anyways, I don't want to keep rambling. In order to win this box set, all you have to do is comment down below, be a subscriber, because this is a subscriber appreciation giveaway. Like our videos, and share. Share on Reddit, share on Facebook, because it helps out the channel. Thank you guys for listening. If you guys have any other suggestions for other topics of Warhammer 40K, comment down below. Stay tuned, because we will be giving away another set of box sets, 2 more box sets to go before the year ends, which is pretty close. So, of course, stay tuned. Thanks for everything, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. This is Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate signing out.
Oh, I feel so